My name is Anastacia and I grew up in Long Island. I didn't really grow up with my mom. I was more so with my aunt and my grandma. So I was just like an angry child. I was basically with a group of friends and fights started happening. We jumped somebody, a couple of people got cut. So I ended up getting charged with gang assault and assault.
I grew up in foster care. I spent 21 years in foster care. I got pregnant with Nana at 16. They came to the house while she was 7 months pregnant to pick her up. And me and the officer was going back and forth through the door because you know me, I'm like, you're not taking my 17-year-old daughter out the house. She's pregnant, you're not locking her up. And then they was like, they had a warrant. So I eventually, you know, had to let her go.
She was all over the place. Fights every day, arguing with people, random people on the streets every day. Like, it wasn't just in school, it was like random people outside. She just had a real, I don't know, I guess you could say a grudge against the world.
Anastacia came to us with 2 felony charges, one for assault in the first degree and gang assault. Each felony charge is up to 7 years in state prison.
I was scared. Like, you know, when you out causing trouble, you don't think about nothing. Like, I'm doing this, I'm down with my friends, like I'm risking it all. But when you really sitting in front of that judge and she telling you facing time, it's not it.
She just was open to the services that Avenues for Justice could provide, and she also really understood the gravity of the situation. She appreciated that she was in Supreme Court in front of a Supreme Court judge with the district attorney on one side pressing charges against her, and that she needed to get her life together. And I don't know that she could have without Avenues for Justice because you were there to support in every way. It's very lonely and frightening just to be in court.
Anybody that's assigned to her, she really is nitty gritty. Like, she plays no games at all. She's on top of you, schoolwork, work, all of that. And I feel like that's what I needed, like she said. I'll see. I love her. I appreciate her.
Appreciate you. So proud of you.
Thank you.
Ms. Henry was indicted pregnant like I was. So it was just a mirror for a good 5 minutes when I looked at her. And I think it just gave me more passion to fight this case with her because I know that you could get through it, and you will get through it, especially with a support system like Avenues for Justice.
As a father, I'm proud of her. I mean, there's nothing more you can ask for than for her to try her best to overcome something. And she didn't just try her best, like she actually did it.
The Undercover Youth Program, today known as Avenues for Justice, is an organization that's been operating out of the Lower East Side in New York City for the last 40 years. It's been really exciting to meet a young woman like Ms. Henry, who has done an amazing job in taking care of her business. She came to us indicted with a felony looking at state prison. And as you know, the prison system in our city is very expensive.
Avenues for Justice is a perfect place for a client like Anastacia to be. You respect young people, you understand how important education is, and how important it is to have stability in their own home and in their own community.
I love my principal. I love him, I love him, I love him. Love that man. He honestly helped me. When they found out I was pregnant, he was always making sure like I was okay.
I mean, I do know that in terms of if you look at sort of where she was at when she arrived and where she's at now and where she was headed while she was even in high school, it was a complete 180. And again, I think a lot of that really had to do with, yes, the support that she was getting from the adults here and from Elsie and a lot of people in her life trying to help her, but she chose to take the help. And then again, I think a lot of this also just has to do with her wanting the best for her son.
Jenny noticed if I needed help, they would make sure I got the help that I needed.
I think she really didn't know where her life was going to go, and she had had legal issues already, and she really stepped into her role as a mother and her role as a student, and she took that second chance and she ran with it.
I think it's necessary and important for these young people to know that there are a lot of people who care about them. We become, in essence, their families, and supporting them. And again, providing services against sales and trying to get young people to move forward in their lives and have better lives.
Like, there's another way out of like the streets. Like, you could do it. You could do it.